Game Sports Podcast. I'm here with my sister, Brianna Edwards.
What's up, y'all?
And my little brother, man, Jarvis Johnson in the building.
Jar.
What's the word, man?
We trying to get this cat on here for a minute, man. He
Okay.
ducking wreck. I'm texting, calling.
Mr. Busy himself.
Called him in breakfast bar the other day, like, man, stop acting like that, man. Like, man, I ain't acting like nothing, bro. I'll be there at 6:30.
6:30.
He was early, too.
He was early. I was
On
here before
time.
him.
Okay.
No, you weren't here before me. I left. I done did all this and left.
Okay, oh, that's a
You
bet.
know what I'm saying? You can't be here before me. But that's my little brother, man. You know, I watched him grow up, do his thing, man, and I went away for a little while. Came out. My man was a superstar, low key. What started it? How you start? What started your career off? What led you in that direction to play ball?
Honestly, man, like when I first started hooping, so my aunt was coaching at Minneapolis North, and then I had an older cousin, Tamar Moore.
Yeah.
She hooped there.
Who was your aunt, Faith?
Faith,
Okay.
Yep, Faith Patterson Johnson.
Shout out to Coach Johnson.
Yep. And then my brother was the one who really put the ball in my hand.
Yeah. Because Ty was the sniper, low key.
Yeah, he was decent. He was
Shooter.
weak though.
No, don't listen. He had the cuffs though. Ty at least lock up. How you gonna say he was?
I ain't gonna say Ty was weak.
Nah, he wasn't weak.
He wasn't
though.
weak.
He
a
just did
little-
everything you needed him to do.
Period. He ain't asked no question. That's
Yeah.
what he was. That's what he did.
So how you feel when you showed up taller than him one day?
Man, he was hurt though, cause I really won't forget. He like man, what was you doing? Cause when I first got good at basketball, he was in college at Gustavus.
Yeah.
So he come back and see a game or two, and he like, nah, no way.
Yeah.
You moving this fast and you jumping this high.
And you dunking.
Oh, I'm dunking too. I'm trying to tear the rim off.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
Ty couldn't dunk to save his life. He probably get a 1-2, just a.
He probably
He wasn't even
dunked.
getting that close.
Nah, he probably dunked one time in his whole life, max, if that.
I know he was salty, like my little brother Duncan.
Yeah.
Yo, the crazy thing about the start of your career, so I've known Jarvis, I can't say Jar Jar, for a really long time because I played with his sister for a couple years. And I was like, yo, it was crazy that I came back from college and you were looking me eye to eye. And like, I remember when I left, you was like under my armpit. And it was like, Crown, so what did you do during that summer or that year that I was going that you grew at least about 5 inches, in my opinion?
Man, I was sleeping. I had to get some rest, man.
Sleep would do it though.
Yeah.
Low key, sleep would do it.
Cause when I was younger, I wasn't into video games or nothing like that. I was always outside.
Yeah.
Like I'm always at the parks,
Yeah.
kicking it with my homies at the gym, no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm leaving middle school. I'm going straight to the gym for hours.
Yeah. So, and this another thing. So, you know, I played with your brother in high school. You know what I'm saying? I knew Ty for a long time. That's my guy, and he was a Polar. So, what made you choose De La Salle if your whole family was at North? What made you go to De La Salle?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I wanted to go to North so bad, so bad. But at that time, North was on a decline of like with students and all that.
Yeah.
And my mom she just was like, it's not the fit for you.
Right.
And I understood that, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, like F that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this is what I grew up watching. I grew up watching the North and Henry games.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
Okay, and all the state championship pictures with the girls, by the way.
that's what I'm saying.
Every
So
single picture you're gonna see little Jarvis in the pictures.
So when I eventually got to De La Salle, nobody knows this except my family. I failed all my classes on purpose.
You failed to get out of De La Salle.
You failed all your classes on purpose.
My first semester there, I tried to fail all my classes. Somehow, some way, I was eligible.
I bet you was eligible.
Man, but then after that, I had summer school. I'm like, oh man, this is about to be brutal.
Yeah.
But none of me wanted to go to De La Salle at all.
Yeah.
I never knew that. I thought you wanted to go there.
Nah.
Well, yeah, I think his
no.
sister went there. So like after everything dispersed, right?
And
So
she wanted to
went
go to
De La
North
Salle.
too.
She wanted to go to North as
But
well.
your mom was like, nah, with her too.
Yep. she
Think
was
about
like,
it.
nah.
Coach Johnson wasn't there no more, right? And so then they didn't hire Tara. So it's
Yeah.
like it's
Yep.
like all that legacy that we had. It was like
gone.
no more.
And
So
Brett
as
wasn't
much
there
as-
either.
No, Brett wasn't there either.
Nope.
No.
So it's like
If
why?
Brett was there, you probably would have went, huh?
Yeah.
She probably would let you go if Brett was still there.
Probably so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was a lot of controversy going on at North, and
Yeah.
it kind of sucks because I think it kind of ruined the legacy that it is. I mean, they rebuild now, but the girls still haven't recovered. They haven't been to
Yeah.
state since your sister and I team, just to be honest. And that's 2009.
Yeah, y'all won 3P, didn't y'all? Y'all
I didn't
compare.
win one. I was an 8th grader on JV, but they
That's
won.
crazy.
Yeah, they won
man.
3 in a row. I remember that.
They did. They
They was
did.
killing 'em.
So like, how was that environment at De La Salle compared to, like, think about it. You was around a lot at North. Even though you were younger, you was seeing a lot of the stuff that was transpiring when you was growing up. Like, what that environment was like compared to how North is at De La Salle.
I would say, like, as far as like sports and stuff, De La Salle was always cool from what I knew. Like,
Yeah.
when I was little and going back to D, or it's crazy. My first De La Salle game that I saw them play was at North.
Who played?
I seen De La Salle play at North, and I think Cam, Rundles, and Jamar was on there.
Yeah,
Fire.
giving business.
Business.
I was a young buck, but I'll never forget. Cam Rundles was yelling. I'm like, why is this dude yelling this
Yeah,
loud?
real captain, real basketball
captain,
player.
though.
Yeah.
But as far as the environment, like I said, the sports part of it wasn't the same as North.
Yeah.
From what I knew. And then once we got there, I feel like we changed the culture a little bit. And then it was up from there.
So what did you do by changing the culture? Like, y'all won 4 straight, right?
Yeah,
So your freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, y'all won 4 straight.
yeah. That was crazy, man, because when I first got there, not a lot of freshmen had played varsity at De La Salle under Coach Dorson.
Nope.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget this either. I was playing AAU for, at the time it was Minnesota Pump and Run, and Thor had came to a game, and I'm like, man, this the crazy dude from De La Salle. Like, I ain't trying to play for him. And he just had this look in his eye, and I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going for that.
Right.
But after I realized I had to stay at De La Salle, I was like, I got to make the best of it. This is the only option that I got. So my freshman year, I came in as a starter. There was one dude, Tyler Moore. He was a senior. He was the point guard. And I'm like, damn, he decent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yup.
I was so young. I wasn't no killer yet. I'm like, man, I got to beat him out. And it came down to, like, me and him was like both backcourt. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, it was like some Shabazz and Kimba.
Yeah.
Right.
Except he couldn't shoot.
Right.
But
But he
once-
was more to the facilitating to the basket. Yeah.
And he was a great role model for me there because I wasn't used to, like, being around. I'm in the uniform. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the uniform. I'm like, man, this ain't it. And Tyler is from, like, Minneapolis. He's from over north. So I knew Ty growing up, so it was perfect that he was there because he was from, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's from Minneapolis. So that definitely helped me.
Right. So this is my thing. So y'all win 4 championships in a row. Your freshman year, your sophomore, junior, and senior year, 4 years in a row. So take us through them years, from the first one you won to the last one you won, and in that, describe Coach Thornton and how he was as a coach.
So my freshman year, I wouldn't say we was the best. Washburn was a great team.
At that time?
Washburn was cold.
Yeah.
Benil St. Margaret was very good.
Yeah.
I'm sure some other teams I'm missing, but those 2 teams I'll never forget. We lost at De La Salle to Benil by a buzzer beater. This is before the playoffs and all that.
Yeah.
And I had never played in no game or like that environment. Like, the environment was crazy. Gym sold out. De La Salle not that big anyway.
This is your freshman
Right.
year.
This is my freshman year. I'm like, dang. And then I'm seeing all the people from the hood there at the game.
Right.
Oh yeah, they coming out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like, I can get used to this. But obviously, every game wasn't packed.
Right.
But my freshman year, man, we played at the Williams Arena. You know, 3A, you got to play at Williams
Yeah.
Arena
Yeah,
first.
yeah, with the Gophers, yeah.
So we played there.
I hate that court, by the way.
I do too. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
I fell off that mug and almost hurt
Yep.
myself. You seen my
It's a
you seen
platform.
the
It's a
game. Keep
platform
going.
court.
Yeah.
Yep. So my freshman year, we made it to state. And I had a dub at Williams Arena. I'm like, oh, I'm decent. You know what I'm
You
saying?
like that?
I'm like, oh, we
I
play,
like that.
It's supposed to be the best. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
making it to state.
Yeah.
Man, I had a dub. We was playing Sartell, I think. It was a blue school.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we get the first game out the way. Mind you, between all these games that leads up to the state championship, I'm nervous as hell because I don't
whole
know
time,
nothing.
right.
Yeah.
Right. This your first time there. You done seen it, but you ain't never had to experience it.
Man, then this when I'm first starting to see my name pop up on a not a TV but like
Little
on the
jumbo-
internet
yeah.
and all that. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is me.
Yeah.
So then we make it to the state championship, and I had a few homies that played at Washburn, and they were some killers, man. And I'll never forget when we played them. I had fouled. His name was Dwight Anderson. I had fouled White shooting a 3 or something. And if he would have made the free throws, they'd have won. Man went to the line and missed all the
All
free
three of
throws.
He missed all three.
He missed them all.
That's
We went to
tough.
overtime. Game was cracking too. The target center was sold out too. Went to overtime, man. We ended up winning. So they had a play at the end of the game where they got to stop. Ended up scoring, but they started celebrating too early. Celebrating, thought the game was over. Tyler. So I wasn't in the game. I wasn't in the game at this point. I think I was in foul trouble or something. I wasn't in the game, man. They started celebrating too early. Tyler drove the ball down the court. Ross Barker. I guarantee nobody know this man.
I don't even know
I don't
who he
know
is.
who
I'm like,
Ross
who is
Barker
Ross?
Y'all probably never even seen this man in your life. His name was Ross Barker. He probably was like 5'10". He played the 4
Yeah, he played the 4.
For who? Washburn?
for us.
No,
Yeah,
for them.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. who
So
that
we got
is.
the ball out. Tyler dribbled up. Ross was open. He made the right play. Ross open. Little midi in the corner. Gang. Crazy.
Buzzer beater.
Crazy. I ain't never been in no game like that. I'm like, oh, this is the target center. This you know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
on state.
Yeah.
It's like a video or something you can find. I'm running on court. I don't know where to go. I'm trying to find my family, but there's so many people in the target.
Yeah,
center, I
yeah,
don't know what to do. But that was my freshman year. My sophomore year, that's when I was like, okay, I might be him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm decent. I'm more athletic. I'm faster. That AAU, the AAU season when it started, I started getting calls to my phone from coaches. I'm like, oh, like shit, what I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm asking
Right.
my brother, but he ain't never been through the process.
Right.
Then my sister, she was getting recruited, but we didn't really know. Like, so then my sophomore year comes around.
So is your sophomore year the year? Is that the year you was like, hey, I'm like that?
Nah, you can see it in his game.
I'm,
He
I'm,
was
I'm
like
asking
that.
him though.
Yeah.
Like, was your sophomore year was like, all right, I'm like that. I don't
Yeah.
care what nobody say.
Yeah.
I'm raw. And this is what it is.
Yeah, but and that's crazy that you say that, but the crazy thing is with me, I knew it, but I didn't always act like it. I was a sometimer. So it would be spurts, you'd be like, oh my gosh, this baby Derrick Rose, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
my jumper wasn't crazy, but I could hit jumpers.
For sure, yeah.
You had a torch.
But I had spurts where I would show like greatness, and then I had spurts where you wouldn't even know I was on the court.
Right.
For real, like inconsistency.
Yeah. So
Why is that though?
I don't know. I think I was always just cool with being on the court sometimes. Like, I knew I was good enough to get by just being on the court.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was nobody better than me at my, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I knew it was nobody better than me. So I was like, well, I'm out here coasting. So then when my brother graduated, I think he might have came back my sophomore year actually. He played no games with me.
Yeah.
If you're going to be out there and you're going to look weak, come sit down by us.
Yeah.
So
I ain't gonna. I ran into Ty.
I'm
He
getting-
told me I wasn't really keeping up with ball like that. I was hearing stuff about you like, all right, yeah, this the same little cat that was in the gym with us when we was practicing at North, at varsity. This the same cat, right? And I ran into Ty. Ty was like, yo, my brother like that.
Nah, he liked that.
He
I
like,
knew.
yo, my brother really like that. I'm like,
I
for
knew.
real? Like, we're gonna go to one of the
But you
games.
seen it though. He
I
was
mean, I
just
seen
small. He was small when he was, you know, you
But
saying
Ty
like,
was telling me that before I even
Yeah.
seen him play.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So then so when he came back, he was basically on my heels like, if you don't want to like kill what you should, come sit down.
Right.
And that would put fire under my ass, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting mad though. And if you see me get mad when I hoop, then it's a different ball
Yeah.
game. I feel like I'm unbeatable
Yeah.
at that point. But he used to tell me it shouldn't take for that to get you to play,
Right.
which I understood.
Right.
So then, season was cool. That season wasn't crazy. We were good though. Ended up playing the state. We played Austin, Minnesota, and that game was so crazy because they had sent the email to Thorson before the game, and they're like, "You go recruit kids. You do this. Y'all not playing fair, but we got something for y'all." I swear to God, they loaded probably it was like double-digit buses all the way from Austin to the Target Center. The whole Target Center was red.
And they was on y'all.
And they,
I'm
and they,
like,
and they-
yo.
and they a couple hours away.
I'm like, yo, that was the first. Like, I got chills, but I was at that point. I was already settled in. I was good. I had confidence. I'm like, oh, it's up for sure today.
Yeah.
We ended up smacking them. They had a couple players, but we ended up smacking them. So then that season went by. Then my junior year, so my sophomore year leading to my junior year, that summer was crazy. And I didn't even mention this. My 8th grade year, we had a team camp at Iowa State.
Yeah.
Bro, I got my first offer in 8th grade.
From where?
Iowa State.
Oh,
Fred
wow.
Holberg called me his office. He was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love the way you play. But it didn't ring in my mom like, oh, this man just offered me a scholarship.
Yeah.
So I go tell my brother, I'm like, yo, Fred just offered me a scholarship. And he like, nigga, like, that's
a
what's
big
up.
deal.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just hooping.
Right.
I know
I
Ty
walk
like,
up
man, what the?
I walk out the office. I'm talking to Fred. All these people looking, but it's like, to me, it's like it's a white man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For sure.
I'm like, I don't really know who Fred is because when I was younger, I didn't really watch that much basketball, like NBA wise. So I didn't really know too much unless he was the main dudes. But they like, bro, that's Fred Hoiberg. I'm like, oh,
Right.
cool.
Right.
Then obviously the older I got, the more I realized who that was.
Yeah.
I'm like, dope. So, but that summer, my sophomore, going to my junior year, that was a big summer for me, man. Then I started getting the real calls, the Big Ten schools. Because at first I was getting like the mid-majors. And I'll never forget this either. They had called my mom. They was like, we want to offer him a scholarship, but we think he's too good to come here.
Why would they say that?
'Cause it was that summer was wicked, man.
Yeah.
We was playing at Jefferson too, and we was playing like Indiana Elite, and you know they always got good
But
athletes.
if you think about Iowa though, that's a predominantly white school.
Right.
So you know they all are raw white athletes come from Iowa.
Yeah.
So that could have been an issue too.
Yeah.
He probably wasn't just keeping it 100.
Yeah.
But my junior year though, man, we was legit. We would beat any of your North teams.
That's a lie.
I don't know.
You know, it's funny because I had a question.
You said you would have beat us or you wouldn't have?
Oh, we
He said, "Would
would've.
it be?" Listen,
No,
let me. So my thing is this, and I'm gonna stop you in your little glory, your little down memory lane. For one, y'all not touching North, but I am gonna ask you a question, and I'm gonna put this out there, and I'm sending it to the two people I'm gonna ask. Do you think y'all team could have beat Cam Rundles and Jamar and them?
Yeah, I think so. It would have been a good game though, cause they still had Royce at that point, right?
Nah, Royce was a
No,
freshman.
Royce is
He was
gone.
only there for 1 year.
Yeah, Royce is gone. Royce is at Hopkins already.
Gotta have Royce to beat us.
You said gotta have Royce to beat y'all.
Royce was tough, man. I played against
No,
Royce.
but-
Royce was tough.
Oh, well, you had Travis. Ain't that his name?
Yeah, I had Reed. Yeah.
He did have Reed. That nigga was big. Okay, y'all was decent. Y'all was alright.
What year was that? That was every year you was there, Travis was with you?
Except my last year, so he's a year older than me. But
okay.
every year, but that
Yeah,
last one.
Yeah.
But my junior year, we had a squad. So we had me, Gino, Sakar,
Them all D1 athletes.
yeah, James Lawson, and Reed.
That's all D1 athletes.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
year, but that year of basketball for me was so fun, fam. Like, we playing against people, and they asking for autographs during the game. Yo, we get an autograph after the game. I'm like,
Y'all
this-
winning state championships back to
Right.
back.
I'm
What
like,
you
no
expect?
way. I'm like, no. But during the game, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, fam, I'm on the court with you. We in high school in Minnesota. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not crazy
That's
out
the
here.
thing. Listen, I seen it, and I wasn't even living in Minnesota at the time. I'm like, yo, like Jarvis is like a little celebrity right now.
Bro, we was Showtime too. That year, yeah, we blew by everybody. The only team that I could never beat at they place was Eden Prairie.
EP tough.
I never won there.
They tough.
Really? So you've never beat EP?
That's one of the biggest
So-
schools in
Y'all
Minnesota.
beat them
They
at De La
tough.
Salle, but you
At De
never
La
beat them at Eden
Salle.
Prairie.
I never won there.
They tough.
Oh wow.
That's a college low key. They're
so,
tough.
So you, yeah, that's cool.
I'll never
That's a
forget
big
that.
school.
We never could beat EP, man. At EP, I'm like, why we can't beat them? Environment was different though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But they was 4A, right?
yep.
Yeah. So you ain't
Y'all
had
was
to face-
3A.
We was 3A.
Yep.
And so,
So y'all never see them in the state championship, did
No.
you?
nah,
They
never.
would have typed that ass in
No,
the Target Center.
not that late in the season.
You said not that late in
Nah,
the season.
we was too locked in. Like,
So was your senior year the toughest? Because you lost everybody, didn't you? Who else was this in your senior year?
me and Sakar
But y'all still won state though. So.
still won.
Was that your toughest one to win, or was your freshman year? Like, 'cause you said freshman year was like y'all had a buzzer beater.
The toughest one was my freshman year.
I don't think it was. I think you just going with the flow. It's like, hey, I'm here. I don't know what's going on. I'm just hooping. Senior
could've
year,
been- that
senior
could've
year
been
is
it.
more of a you got to keep up with all the stuff you did in the past. Anything less of a state championship was a failure senior year.
Oh, most definitely.
So
And that was too. I was like, dang, I can't lose this one. And my
Right.
senior year, so my junior year, or all throughout our high school, all throughout high school, I didn't gun the ball. Like I wasn't always jacking. I was making sure everybody was getting money.
Yeah.
Like I was, after Reed left, I would say I was the best on the team. But I make sure everybody ate though.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially once I got like my offers and stuff. It's not that I got content. I just wanted to make sure everybody else was good too.
For sure.
Right, because you already knew you was gonna go somewhere.
But you know, it's some times in the game
Yep.
where
Yep.
hey, nigga, you might
Somebody
not touch the ball, dog.
Yeah.
It's,
He said,
it's
Kobe.
go time.
Yeah, for sure. They do
Niggas
that.
gotta play their role. Like,
Go
hey,
Kobe.
I love y'all. I want y'all to do what y'all supposed to do. But hey, man, it's my goal. Kick back and play your role, dog.
Play your role, go stand in that
Man.
corner, come set this screen.
Yep.
And
we
that's
good.
it. Get out the way. Everybody for low, move out the way.
But as far as like y'all beating us, I really can't really say too much about that because we lost to Cam and then my junior year at North.
Oh yeah, that is true.
We shut Cam down, but he hit a game winner in Romaine face.
And go back and watch that last episode.
And it
And
was
talk about
crazy.
that.
But what I can say is that basketball back then and basketball when you was playing, it
Way
was a
different.
way
It
different
was
type of
way
game.
different.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I watched y'all play. I think I got more into y'all playing. Well, you playing your junior and senior year. I started paying attention more around that time, and y'all was winning, but the heart that Cam and Diggs and them had, and how they played the
Was
game
different.
was way different.
way different.
So I already know. I really can't say that. My senior year, cool. Y'all probably would have smacked us my senior year because we lost everybody. We lost everybody.
Yeah.
It was just me and Bouquet and Shamar and the Bright brothers. So we had a little team, but when Ricky Bassell Parks and B. Cole
And Betts.
and Betts and Romaine,
Romaine.
all them graduated, it probably would have been tight.
And
But
they
my
took
junior
Romaine
year,
from DeLaSalle, by the way.
yeah, my junior year, I don't think y'all would have. It was
Ro
too
went
much.
to D?
Yeah.
Who?
Romaine
Oh,
took
yeah,
a D.
yeah.
Romaine. He
Yeah.
came from DeLaSalle.
Dang, I
But
forgot all about that.
We was tough though. We was tough.
Y'all
So I
was
don't
tough.
know. I ain't gonna lie. I
I'll
don't
say,
know
look,
about
I
that.
always beat DeLaSalle girls. That's how I got to state. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. So
They
I
can
don't
still
know.
thank me for their state championships. I don't care what nobody say.
For sure, they got to.
They got.
You the
I need to
OG.
get. I'm stamped in history because they wouldn't have none of them kids. I'm just playing. But now let's backtrack a little bit. This is something that transpired in your life that actually affected me a lot because you and I was tight when I was in school.
Yeah.
You wound up having a heart attack and you was in a coma for a while. Like, take us back to that moment and kind of how that affected you moving forward in your recruiting process and how it affects you now. Like, that's a big deal. You had heart surgery.
And what year was that?
That was in 2010.
Wait, I mean, what year of school?
I was in 8th grade.
Okay.
It was December 1st, 2010. I'll take y'all through the whole day, man. I'll never forget this day from what they let me remember. So I get up, I'm late though. I remember I had to take the bus, but I'm late. I'm running, my pants hanging down. It's cold out. It's December. Missed the bus, man. You know Tanisha was mad. My mom was pissed off. So she had brought me to school. Whole school day was cool. And you know when you 8th grade, you got like a study hall at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a study hall, and I remember I was telling my teacher, I'm like, yo, I don't feel well. And she had a desk in front of her desk. She's like, just come put your head down up here. And I'm like, okay, cool. So at this time, my 8th grade, I was playing high school basketball for Prairie Seas Academy out in BP.
Mm-hmm.
So then I used to have an assistant coach come and get me and bring me there. So I'm telling him, his name was Jason Breelove. Y'all might know him.
Yeah. Yep.
Jason come get me, and he like, you good? I'm like, man, I just don't feel well. Like, he's like, you tired? I'm like, nah, I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really eat today. Like, it was a weird vibe. So then by the time I had got to practice at Prairie Seeds, they would be like walking through stuff just to show me because I was late.
Yeah.
So I'm stretching while I'm watching, and there's a certain way that I'll be standing like when I be watching, and I was standing like that with my feet crossed. And my man's Trent is my best friend still. He like, bro, you just said, oh shit, and you failed. And he like, so everybody like, oh, Jarvis just, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe he just didn't eat or something.
Yeah.
So Tisco said that they came up to me like, nah, he foaming at the mouth, like he having a seizure. So then at this point, from the stories I've been told from these people, my teammates and the coaches that was there, they was like, maybe he just passed out, like I said, but I was having a seizure, so nobody really knew what to do. So then they put me on my side, Then they called my pops. Mind y'all, this whole entire time, I'm dead. So from the time they called my pops, yo, Jarvis been passed out, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he just didn't eat or whatever. I'm dead this whole time.
Yeah.
So they call my pops. He get there. Ambulance come. Usually they supposed to do a defibrillator, like, within the school.
Yeah.
Right.
But that school didn't have one.
Right.
That should be against some
No,
type
that
of-
was mandatory for all
Yeah,
schools.
yeah, it should have that.
They wasn't up to code. You're supposed to have
Yeah,
one
had
in
that,
general.
yeah.
Yeah, so my pops get there, not too far later. He get there by the same time as the ambulance, and they doing whatever procedure to, I can't think of what it's called. Clear.
Yeah, get your heart back.
I'm getting all them.
Yeah.
And they got nothing. They like, nah, we don't got nothing. So then I get put in the ambulance, and from this time it's like 12 to 13 minutes. I'm dead, like no heartbeat, nothing. So once you go a certain amount of time without no oxygen to your brain,
They think you
it's
brain
over
dead.
you brain dead.
Yeah.
So they pretty much telling my pops like, yo, like,
Yeah.
it ain't much else we could do. Like,
That's crazy.
so then while I'm in the ambulance, they like, well, maybe we can get something, whatever. Man, there was like a little something they seen. And I was like, hold on, we may have something.
Yeah.
So then they bring me to North Memorial, and there was a doctor in there, or a nurse or somebody, and she was like, man, I feel like I've seen a case like this before. Like, if you don't have anything that's different, if you have a little something, she's like, just give it one more try.
Yeah.
That one more try is what did it.
Yeah.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How long
So
were you in
then-
the coma for? I'm sorry, keep going.
No,
I'm sorry.
so then, so that day, after that day, pretty much they was like, well, if he ever does come back, he'll just be like a vegetable. Like, you can't talk to him. He won't be able to do anything. So that night, this is even crazier though. I didn't even mention this. My brother played at Gustavus. They had a game at Bethel that day.
That
So he
in
was
town.
home.
Yeah.
He was in town.
Yep. So he's texting me before his game. I'm finna kill. I'm like, you ain't finna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, just talking stuff to my older brother. And he said he had a weird feeling about the game because nobody showed up. But my cousin had texted him, and he said something like, "No, bro, Jarvis," or something like something crazy. And Ty was like, man, he had a weird feeling throughout the whole game. And then after the game, he said he had like 100 some missed calls.
Yeah. From everybody.
Everybody's hitting him like, yo, bro, your brother.
Hospital. Yeah.
So then by the time Ty get there, they telling everybody to come the night before because I wouldn't make it through that night. So everybody got to come say their goodbyes. Yeah.
It was that bad.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was
know all
crying.
that.
Yeah, I talked to his
Yeah.
sister that night.
So everybody had to come say their goodbyes, and I was out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
basically, but my mom was like, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I ain't gonna let my son down like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So then I was in the coma for like a week. So they had froze my body just to see if I could get like blood flow through my body, whatever. I had the tube, feeding tube, I had all that. And then it's probably like 2 weeks. I'm out for 2 weeks.
Out where?
Coma, just
Just out.
Yeah.
Just out.
So then it felt like a movie, man. When I had got up, there was a doctor. She was just in my face. She's like, "Hi, Jarvis." I'm like,
Who was you?
you know what I'm saying?
Where
Like,
am I
Right.
at?
But my grandma was sitting right next to me. Like, nigga, I don't know what's going on. So I look at him, I'm like, she was like, no, let me tell him. And she was like, this happened to you. Like, you've been out for like this long. I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
Like, not a chance. She told me what happened. Then people started coming, but they had gave me some medicine around that time, so I didn't have like nightmares and stuff. So
Yeah.
I didn't know what happened. I remember before the day of school, but that's you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really the
That's it. And
then-
everything else just blank.
Yeah, I don't really remember. Then she told me, man, I was like, wow, that never happened.
Dog, that's crazy. I mean, I've heard spurts of it because, like, you gotta think. Shauna called me that night, and she was like, "Jarvis had a heart attack." I said, "Nigga, what? A heart attack? He ain't
Heart
had no
attack?
heart attack." She's like, "No, Bree, like for real, like he had a heart attack." I'm like, "He good? Like, what's going on?" She's like, "I don't really know many details, but I just know that just say a prayer for him, tell your mom to pray for him." And I was like, so I called him like, "Mom, they just said Jarvis had a heart." She said, "What Jarvis? Like little Jarvis?" And like it was the craziest thing because that was the first time outside of me watching Six Man to hear about heart conditions, especially as young as you were.
Yeah.
And so like that was something that affected you at that time, and it's crazy that you accomplished all of that after you got, like, you're a walking miracle. And I know your mom talk about it all the time.
For
like
sure.
They said you wasn't gonna be able to talk. They said you wasn't gonna be able to walk, feed yourself, none of that. And so I commend you for just having like the power and the strength to continue to keep fighting on after all that happened.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I want to ask you this: how did that affect you? Right. So you go to the U. For one, why did you choose the U? That'd be huge. And how did that affect you when they say that you couldn't play because of your heart condition?
And then mind you, that's years after you didn't play your whole high school career.
Whole high school with
So
it.
what stopped you to be like, hey, you can't play? Nobody knows this story, mind you.
So after obviously you got summer school when you go to. So we had summer school in June. I played in the inner city all-star game.
Mm-hmm.
You had summer school in June for the U.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had the inner city all-star game Sunday, and then Monday I had moved into
the dorms.
Yeah, but they wanted to meet with me Monday. And fam, nobody knows this either. I met with like 20 doctors, fam.
Let's rewind real quick. So the University of Minnesota gave you the scholarship, right? Boom.
Yep.
What offers did you have from other schools besides the U? What schools did you like, you know what? Or let's say this. What was your top 5 schools to pick from?
Yep, so my top 5 was Minnesota, Wisconsin, Baylor, UNLV, and Wichita State.
That's a nice
Big
list.
schools, dog.
That's a nice list.
Okay.
And I chose Minnesota. I took my visit Saturday and I committed on Monday.
To the U.
Yeah.
Wichita State, Baylor,
UNLV,
Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Yep.
Okay.
Why Minnesota?
Why you didn't go with Izzo? That's what I want to know. We talked about this already.
Man, that was crazy. So really,
I'm going with Izzo.
I thought there was another guard that was gonna commit to him.
To Michigan State.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But mind you, like I said, I never really been through the recruiting process either.
What year was this? This was
2015.
2015. So who was there at the time?
Tum Tum.
Oh yeah, the
If I remember,
little
fast.
buff dude.
Yep.
Tum Tum. They had like Brent Forbes, but he wasn't the point guard. But I don't know. They had a couple other people, but I thought the dude in my class was gonna commit there.
But
so
he didn't.
I'm like Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson.
I'm like, man, JB about to go there.
And he ended up going to Villanova.
But at that point, so the time spread of when I did commit to the U, my teammate from AAU, Alex Lakanen, he had took his visit the week before mine. So they were telling me like, yo, we think he about to commit. So if you don't commit, then we ain't gonna have no scholarship for you.
For the University of Minnesota.
For the Minnesota. So I'm like, damn, I'm damn near on the hot seat now.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and another reason I chose here, because I had all my doctors. I had my family. Not saying that you know what I'm saying, like my family I feel like they would have came wherever I went.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
No question.
But I had all my doctors who knew me to the T here.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, if I do go somewhere else, like I'm gonna have to figure out whole new doctors.
Yeah.
They might not know exactly what's going on. So I had that thought in my head too, and I wanted to be sure, man. I'm like, especially if something happened, I want them to know exactly what it is.
Right.
Who, you know what I'm saying? So that was the reason too why I chose Minnesota. I should have took I'm mad I didn't take my visits though, man.
Man, listen, I would
have took all those visits.
Man.
I took all 5 of mine.
When I heard you, I'm like, and I'm just, I'm just paying attention to everything that's going on. I'm like, they like Jarvis going to Minnesota. In my mind, I'm like, why? I'm like, yeah, he got so much talent. He can go anywhere in the country and play ball. Why here? Like, same thing with Mac Irv.
Yeah.
Like, why you come back? You know what I'm saying? Not to say nothing bad about Minnesota basketball, but
it's just that, like, they like that. That's different.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I just know that y'all had the talent to go anywhere in the country and play and start at position y'all played in. So,
man, I ended up visiting Kansas before. I should, man. No.
You look like Mario Chalmers. Listen, you already,
man.
You look like Mario Chalmers anyway. You should have just went to Kansas. I'm just playing.
Man. I should have went to somewhere else. I know that much.
All right, so yeah, let us know about like why the University of Minnesota didn't let you play.
So they didn't want it to be a liability. So if something happened during the game, they didn't want fans to be like stunned or, you know what I'm saying, like traumatized at something that happened on the court. Yeah. But me and my mom were willing to sign a waiver to say like, if something happens,
it's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
Yeah.
And they still didn't go.
And they still didn't do it.
That's crazy.
So then they kept giving me this timetable. Like, okay, well, after this date, some NCAA rules are supposed to change with this heart condition. And it's bogus, though, because the U of M played me. I feel like I had a meeting. Like I said, I had that meeting Monday. And mind you, I committed in, like, December, November.
Yeah.
Something, I don't remember. And once I met with them in the summer, the team doctor, this man said, I read in the newspaper that you had this heart condition. Think about this. I've been committed to y'all for 2 months, 3 months.
Right.
Oh, way longer than that.
Yeah.
3-4 months. And you talking about you read it through the newspaper after I won state? My fourth year?
My fourth year,
Come on.
championship.
They didn't talk about it all 4 years.
So they're like, well, we got to be cautious of this. Like, we don't really know how to deal with this. We haven't seen this. Man, and I'll never forget that day either. Man, it was me, my mom, my pops. As they telling me this, though, they're like, yeah, we just can't allow you to play yet. Like, we'll try to come up with a plan. And it didn't hit me until I walked out the room. I just, like, fell, fam. Like, I broke down crying.
Yeah.
And it's nothing my mom could have said. Like, she, if you ask her today, she's just like, only thing I could do was be there for you. Like, there was nothing I could say that's going to make you feel better.
Right, yeah.
Call my sister. She at school. I'm like, yo, it's done, fam. Like,
Yeah.
beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cooked. I can't hoop. And she like, no. Sean like, yo, I'm finna quit. I'm like, nah, you can't do that.
Listen, right? Look, Shauna said, I'm about to boycott
She's
this.
like, yo, I'm finna quit. I'm like, no, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm playing through you, if anything.
Yeah, for sure.
And so my thing is this:
So,
why you didn't leave? Right? Did you have that opportunity like that? Was that an option for you?
Yeah,
Like, why you
transfer.
stay?
Yeah. Man, this would nobody know either. So after Thorson got done coaching at De La Salle, he had went to Drake in Iowa. Man, I had got cleared to play, fam. I went to Rochester. One of my doctors out there was like, man, if you feel healthy, because I had to do the testing when you get on the treadmill, they see your heart rate and all that.
Yeah, on that 50 Cent shit.
Bro, that's so hard. It's the hardest. It's actually pretty hard.
With the thing over your face.
Bro, it's so
Yeah.
hard. But my doctor out there was like, man, I'm giving you a go. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these people are basically coming to me, not saying like he's going to listen to anybody else, but he was like, if you're capable of doing it and I'm looking at your results from your test, I'm giving you the go.
Right.
So then I hit Thor. I'm like, yo, what's good? Like, so I'm finna transfer to Drake and Iowa. At this point, I don't care where
Who
I'm
I'm
playing.
playing.
Right, I just want to
I'm
hoop.
trying to go hoop.
Yeah.
So I called Thor. He like, okay, we're gonna talk to the president. The president was iffy about it, and this would nobody.
And Drake. Yeah.
This would nobody know either. But at the time I was finna actually transfer, somebody else in the country had the shit that I had and died from it.
Stop lying.
Nobody know that though. I was literally finna transfer to Drake, fam.
And somebody died from
And
it.
somebody
So
died.
so I thought, I'm like, maybe God's just telling me like maybe this is just not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they did.
but yeah. So people ask me why didn't I transfer? I was literally about to go to Drake. I'm like, oh, it's good. We good. I played in the Pro-Am that summer. I got my, you know what I'm saying? I was back after I got my body back. Bro, somebody passed away, fam.
And the president at Drake was like,
The president was like,
He
hell
was
no.
like, he was like, no, I can't even take that risk. So then I just had to be okay with that.
yeah.
I was okay with that though. I was okay with like knowing that they was gonna give me that chance.
Right.
How did that affect you? Like, right? Like, for instance, you know, E and I got to choose when we were done.
Right.
Like, it was other people choosing for you to be done with your career. Like, how did that affect you? How did that impact you?
That was tough. It was tough. Cause it's like, how are you not giving me the option to live my life? Pretty much. That's what I feel like. Like, you can't tell me no. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was hard though. Cause I couldn't see myself doing anything but playing basketball. All my life I played basketball.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know what else to do.
Right. I think they should have gave you that option. That's just my personal opinion.
For sure.
I think but you know, I could see from the school's perspective, like, hey, you die or
It's a
something happen,
business.
yeah, they're gonna be like, man, you know, they don't want to deal with that.
That
Yeah.
backlash.
But me personally, they should have gave you a choice, man. It's your choice. But they didn't want to deal with that backlash from it though, which I understand.
Which I understood that too, for sure.
That shit corny though. Sorry.
It is corny.
Respectfully, that shit corny.
I know how
Respectfully.
he is. I just know how he is. Me, you, Bree. I mean, I ain't really go too far in basketball, but I know when I played, I died for the sport.
Man, what? With no questions asked.
Ain't no question. So I just imagine like what was What was going through your mind?
And it made me more mad though because the U of M. So you obviously know when you're in college, you can't like play in programs and stuff unless you get cleared.
Yeah.
Found the NCAA cleared me to play in a pro-am.
Wait, what?
That's backwards.
So you telling me?
So I couldn't practice with the U. I could lift and do like all that other stuff. I just couldn't play or practice. But they allowed me to play in a pro-am. That's why I was always playing in a pro-am.
You were every year.
Because I was still on scholarship. I was still on the team. So the NCAA had to okay it.
Right.
So I'm like you said, it's backwards. I'm like,
yeah, they played. They definitely played you on the back end.
For
I mean,
sure.
I never knew the ins and outs of the story, but it's definitely
It's inspiring, but it's messed up because it's like you couldn't do anything to change the circumstances. It's your body, it's your heart, and it's like someone's telling you no. And the crazy thing is like your spirit stayed the same. Like, you know, eventually I'm gonna be able to play.
Yeah.
I was doing hashtag free 12.
Yeah.
It was a whole movement, like free 12 for real.
I definitely thought I was gonna get some PT, man.
I was hoping and waiting myself.
So then for senior night, man, we was playing Purdue at the crib, and Patino had asked the Purdue coach like, "Yo, just let him get a bucket, we'll give it back." Man said no.
At Purdue?
I'm like, I'm like, yo, just let me get $1. You know what I'm saying? A college buck. That's all I want.
You should go dunked it.
Man, he said no. I'm like, oh, he's corn goofball Jawad, man.
Yeah. It's all good. So now now with all that said and done, you graduate from the University of Minnesota. You did what you're supposed to do, like as a man. You know what I'm saying? And I commend you on that because as a man, that's a big step because any other regular person to be like, if I ain't hooping, I ain't going to school.
Right.
It's done. All right, what we go to school for? Like,
Yeah.
And then you around everybody that's hooping on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and giving these niggas
tough.
buckets too, though.
It's tough.
No, it was definitely
You know what I'm
tough.
saying? So as a man, I commend you on doing what you're supposed to do as far as getting your degree.
Appreciate it.
And finishing and stuff. Because I know me, man, I would have been like, yeah, it's a wrap. You know what I'm
I'd have
saying?
been done.
So what type of player you thought you would? If you would have played, what was your stats would have been like? How many points you think you would have averaged, like assist wise? Like what type of player, what type of guard you think you would have been playing for the U?
This is what people don't be understanding about college basketball. That shit ain't easy at all.
I know it ain't. It's a whole
So
other
when people
level.
be saying like unrealistic numbers, it be blowing me like, fam, you wouldn't average like 17 points. You know, is a lot of points.
Hard to get
It's a
17.
lot
It's a
of
lot of
points in
points.
college. Yeah.
I would say like realistically, I think I would have averaged like probably like 12-ish.
Like throughout your whole career, freshman to senior year.
I would say max 15.
Okay.
I got too much pride for that.
Yeah.
Couple 30 getting, you know what I'm saying?
Couple 30 balls every now and then.
A couple 30, a couple
crazy
30s
games.
here and there. It ain't nothing.
But people don't understand, like, bro, college basketball is not easy. Like, you get scouted you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got a different plan
And
for
they
you.
know, like, when you jab left, you go right. But, man, our scout was so detailed.
Yeah.
We used to get a book about this thick, and it has a player, and their description was probably like this long per player. Like, she like going left. If she spin back, she gonna lay it up with the right hand. I'm like, yo, who's watching film like this?
That's tough.
But
That's
the
tough.
player comparison, I would say probably like, because I wasn't a big guard, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was fast and athletic. Tyrese used to tell me Eric Bledsoe, but I'm like, he's decent, man.
Yeah,
Nah, you
that's
better
what
than
I'm
E.
saying.
You better than E.
Yeah, he's decent.
You better than
It's
E.
tough.
To be honest, you giving me like, and this is a college player. Your game was like Chris Dunn to me.
Chris Dunn was straight.
He was just long and lanky.
And it's just like Chris Dunn
Yeah.
just taller than you.
Long.
But like I feel like your game for
How tall
college
is he,
would
like
have been
6'5"?
Chris
Yeah,
Dunn like 6'4",
Yeah,
6'5".
he long though. Arms
Yeah, he
long.
long.
He's 6'4", but his
Actually,
wingspan
he might
like
be
6'7".
Actually, he might be 6'3". Chris Dunn not that. He not.
I thought he was tall.
Like
Like
college
6'3",
wise,
6'4", yeah.
like to me, I want to say, what's the young boy from Michigan State, Cassius?
Cash Money, that's my
Oh,
that's my
yeah,
guy
that's a
too.
good
Like
one.
you
too.
play like him, but more athletic, smart, witty. Like Cash was like, he really ain't do too much after college, but he was more of a like Yeah, your game was more like his, like to the bucket, real smart, ran the floor,
Real smooth
like
finesse.
real smooth finesse game. You know what I'm saying? But you just had that explosiveness on the
yeah.
back end. Like whatever he laid up, you would have dunked it.
Yeah, facts.
yeah,
You feel what I'm
100%.
saying?
Facts.
And I think that would have got you over the top as far as getting to the league.
Cash
Which-
was so cold, fam.
hey,
Oh my god.
decent as hell.
Super nice.
Decent as hell. So I kind of compared your game to him. I kind of thought about that a little bit before I got here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, who can I compare his game to? And I was just like, I think Cash was like real, like
Cause he ain't turn the ball over either.
at
People-
all. Took
people-
care of the ball.
He's
College,
super
you can turn it-
efficient too.
Man, you cannot turn that ball over in college.
And he knocking down all his free throws.
Listen,
He
them,
ain't
all
missing
them
nothing.
turnovers, all those turnovers counted.
Plus,
in
no
college.
plus minuses add up.
Wait, what?
Oh, for
You
sure.
be in the negative. You be like, oh, I had a great game. You get
No.
negative 60 by your name. How I got negative? They be like this.
On the floor.
For sure. So I kind of compared your game to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I seen like we was talking about Jalen Brunson going to the league. Like, no, without a doubt in my mind, you'd have been better than that boy, man.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that, and I be like, man,
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson. Like, no, mind you, they won that chip in Villanova.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel me? And it was all because of him, low key. Like, but I see, like, yeah, that's you came out in the same class.
It's
as
the
them.
heart, though. The
You know what
heart
I'm
that
saying?
Jar
Like-
had that was different.
So I see stuff like that. I'm like, man, that could have been my boy. You feel what I'm saying?
Definitely
For
was
sure.
thinking league too.
For sure.
Once you figured out you was like that,
League right around the corner.
okay, listen.
Look at you daydreaming right now. Look at
Look,
you.
you said league right around the corner.
I already had shit planned out. I was finna buy.
Better.
I already knew exactly what I was doing with my bread, man.
Absolutely. So with all the stuff that you've been through, and we ain't even touch on a lot of the things, right? You done been through some stuff with your pops, your mom, your sister, like just life in general. Like, what advice do you give to younger athletes when just circumstances are just funky as hell all the time? Like, how did you, for one, keep moving forward, and then what would you say to them to keep them inspired?
Man, honestly, for me, it was. I always seen the bigger picture with stuff. Like, everything was somewhat bigger than me. Like, obviously, I had a part in everything I did. But, like, I knew someday I was going to have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? Like, or a kid. Like, now I got a daughter, and I feel like I paved the way for her, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
not of just making my name, but I know she's going to be good. I know I did enough right now so I can make sure I'm good, even though basketball didn't work.
Right.
But I would say, if a kid got a scholarship to a school, by all means take it. You know what I'm saying? But like, keep your head on straight, fam. Like, keep the people around you that's gonna help you,
Right.
and not take from you.
Right.
Cause even for me, like when I was in 8th grade, I had a whole bunch of homies. My brother like, nah, you can't hang out with them. I'm like, these my niggas. What
Right.
you mean?
For sure.
But he knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, they your homies now. But if you ask me now, do I talk to them same dudes from 8th grade? Probably one or two.
Right.
Make sure your homies are straight. Keep your head on straight.
Right.
Take care of everything you gotta take care of. School too, man. People don't like school. I thought school wasn't easy, but I had help. Yeah.
Right. So this, and then we're gonna wrap it up with this. I come from a broken family. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't really had that support in high school. Like, you know, pretty much the streets and everybody around North High School kind of raised me. You know what I'm saying? And I seen with you and Ty, your sister, your pops, y'all was very, very, very family oriented. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to speak on how important family is and help people understand, like, you know, how the importance of family and stuff like that.
My mom used to always say, like,
And mind you, though, I love your parents, man.
Man,
yeah.
what?
They always
Love,
They always
That's
was
Mama Tanisha.
super duper
Okay.
kind to me. Like,
Yeah.
every time I came around, your mom embraced me. Like, I love your parents. And then the stuff happened with your pops and with the stroke and whatever and all that stuff. And I always kept them in my prayers and stuff. But when your
Appreciate
pops
that.
was really healthy and around when we was playing ball, they always
Talking good
always
shit.
was
Man.
like cool.
Kirk talk good shit.
Good shit.
Okay.
So yeah, just explain that with your family and stuff.
Nah, I
How
would say
important
once
that
you got that family. So my mom and my pops, they didn't have the best growing up.
Right.
So they always told each other that whenever they had kids, they would do different than their parents did for them. Not that they lived like a bogus ass lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, like their family was kind of broken up, So when we got here, they wanted to make sure they did it the right way for us, so we didn't have to deal with what they went through. Right. And that shit wasn't always, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit wasn't always all smiles and giggles. Like, obviously, as a family, we had our battles with each other.
Every family, yeah.
But my mom always said, even when you wrong, you right in my eyes. I'm like, what? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how that make sense? Yeah. But that's the type of love that she showed us to have towards each other. Like, if your brother out doing something, you have his back, whether he right or wrong. We're going to figure it out later.
Yeah, what's going on. That's how it's supposed to be.
But our family was definitely tight. And we just we was honest with each other, kept it a beam with each other.
Yeah.
I love the Johnsons. Shout out to the Johnsons, okay? Yeah. Great family, great family.
Yeah, them was my peoples for sure.
Now what? You gotta think, his little sister, I said little sister, older sister. Sorry, it's just I'm older than your sister.
Yeah.
But nah, man, you come from a great family. Yo, Jar, I appreciate you coming on. And the details of your story is so inspiring, and know that whatever God has in store for you is going to be phenomenal, fam. Like, every breath that you take is just a living testimony on what he has in store for you. So keep that in mind every day, is that you were here for a reason. That was nice, yo. Like,
it's a good podcast,
I'm inspired. I don't know about you, E, but yeah, man, this was a good one. Let everybody know your social media, where they can find you and follow you. And yeah, I don't know. I don't even know your social media, to be honest.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. Yeah. First, I was a little nervous because I don't really do this type of stuff no more. Man, nigga retired.
You telling me like, yeah, man, I don't really be
I'm
doing
like,
that.
Man, but I definitely appreciate y'all. Y'all always been on my side, man.
Yeah, for sure.
My Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook, all that.
Instagram, BabyJ12, I think. Yeah. I got Facebook. It's just my name.
Isn't it like Jarvis HC?
Yeah.
Johnson, yeah. But y'all, that was great. I'm super excited for the rest of the season that we have. Thank you to Jarvis. Thank you to my brother E. Thank you to Dez. Shout out to our cameraman. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, follow, all those different things. Our descriptions will be in the box of the thing that's at the bottom. God damn, Brianna. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next episode. Peace, love, happiness, and success. I'll talk to y'all later.